Ever feel like postpartum life? Well, like it should come with like a warning label.
A warning label.
Yeah, something like warning may induce extreme sleep deprivation,
Right.
emotional roller coasters, and a constant tug of war between like your own needs and those of your tiny human.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
So today's deep dive is all about navigating those choppy waters. We're taking a close look at this episode. We've got Navigating Parenthood Together.
Okay.
And it's full of these like refreshingly honest conversations about, the realities of those first few months.
Yeah, what I found really insightful was how the episode, it goes straight to the emotional core of it all.
Yeah.
It's not just about
Yeah.
the logistics, right? Like who's doing what.
Mhm.
It's about the deeper needs and expectations. I think that's what makes it so helpful.
Totally. And they actually share this anecdote, right, about a mom who just wants a break. Like just a simple break, maybe a quick walk, a little window shopping, something like that. But her baby's separation anxiety is kicking in.
Oh, I see.
Her husband wants to help,
Yeah.
but he ends up making her feel worse.
Oh, no.
It's almost comical how often, like, good intentions can backfire.
Yeah, you have the
Or-
best of intentions, but
Totally.
it just blows up.
Like, what do you do?
And it illustrates perfectly that need versus need dilemma
Yes.
that they unpack. The mom needs a break. The baby needs, constant care.
Right.
And often the dad needs support.
Yeah.
And he might not even know how to articulate that,
Right.
you know?
It's true.
And all of this is happening while they're exhausted.
Oh, yeah.
Hormones are going crazy.
It's like a recipe for everyone to just feel inadequate.
Exactly.
Mom feels guilty, dad feels clueless, and the baby's just doing what babies do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's not just a scheduling problem.
Right.
You can't just fix this, right?
Right.
The episode really emphasizes that. It's really about, like, navigating those emotional needs, unspoken expectations
Yeah.
within the partnership, and understanding your baby's developmental stage.
Okay.
These are complex issues, and we don't always talk about them.
It's true. It's so easy to just fall into these patterns.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when you are just running on fumes.
Totally.
So how does the episode suggest that couples even begin to address this? Because that's, like, easier said than done.
Well, they actually recommend scheduling. Scheduling calm check-ins,
Okay.
which I love because it's proactive.
Okay.
It's not reactive.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of waiting for the meltdown,
Right.
you're creating a space
Okay.
for connection before things get to that boiling point.
It's like building those emotional shock absorbers
Exactly.
before you really need them.
Yes.
Were there other communication tips from the episode that stood out to you?
Oh, tons.
Yeah.
Using I statements.
I statements.
So important.
Yeah, tell me more about that.
Okay, so instead of saying, you never give me a break,
Right, which is so easy to say.
it is. Try saying something like, I am feeling incredibly drained, and I would really appreciate some time to recharge. Subtle shift.
It feels less like an attack.
Right.
It's more like an invitation, like they're expressing your needs, but you're inviting this collaboration
Right.
instead of immediately going on the defense.
Yes, exactly.
And honestly, who couldn't use a little less defensiveness in their life?
Right. And that's where I think the episode makes such an interesting point
Okay.
about how dads need support too.
Yes, 100%.
It's easy to overlook their experience in those early months.
Absolutely. And we put all this pressure, like you should know what to do, but it's a learning curve for everyone.
It is. For everyone. And it's overwhelming.
Yeah.
And the episode, reminds us that that's okay. Feeling overwhelmed, a little lost, totally normal.
Right.
And they even offered some concrete strategies
Okay. Like what?
to help dads build, confidence and competence.
Okay.
Like gradually increasing alone time with the baby. So maybe they start with, a 30-minute walk while mom gets a break or something.
Perfect. Yes. Smaller steps.
Yes.
Instead of, all right, you do this while I go to the spa for the day, which, that'd be nice.
That'd be nice, but
A little unrealistic.
yeah, exactly. Let's
Right.
be real, right? And that actually makes me think about those, goodbye routines
Yes.
the episode talks about.
Tell me.
Didn't they suggest creating, predictable routines to ease the separation anxiety for the baby?
Yes. 100%, because babies thrive on predictability.
They do.
So it makes perfect sense to, extend that to separations.
Yes.
Which creates that sense of security, which I'm sure everyone benefits from.
Everyone, yeah. And, this actually ties into a larger point
Okay.
about self-care.
Oh, self-care. That is, I feel like, such a buzzword.
It is.
That's like, it's thrown around a lot.
It does.
But what does it actually look like in the context of those early months? For both parents.
Right, that's the thing.
It feels like it falls to the wayside so quickly.
It's easy to see it as a luxury,
Yeah, yeah.
but they really emphasize that it's not.
It's a necessity.
It is a necessity. And they actually drew this parallel between self-care and the oxygen mask on a plane.
Oh, I love that.
You know, you have to put your own mask on first
Before you can help others.
before you can help anyone.
I love that.
Right.
That is a great analogy because it's not selfish.
Exactly.
It's about sustainability. Like if
Yeah.
you are completely depleted, you're no good to anyone.
Exactly.
But what I found really interesting was how the episode connects self-care to the emotional side of postpartum,
Yes.
which is something we just don't talk about enough.
No, they actually mention a study
Oh, wow.
on postpartum anxiety and depression,
Okay.
pointing out that rates are significantly higher
Yeah.
in mothers who feel pressure
Oh, yeah.
to meet these unrealistic expectations.
It's that whole perfect mom myth
Yes.
that we're bombarded with.
all the time.
Like social media isn't helping.
Doesn't help at all.
No.
And that's where the episode's emphasis on emotional validation from partners really hit home for me.
Yeah.
It's one thing to offer, like, practical help, like,
Right.
oh, I'll take a feeding or I'll change a diaper.
Yeah.
But it's another thing entirely to truly see your partner's experience
Yeah.
and validate what they're going through.
To say, I hear you. I see your struggles.
Yes.
And it's okay to not be okay.
Yes. And to mean it,
Yes.
not just to offer a quick fix.
Exactly. Because sometimes what we need most isn't a solution.
Right.
It's just to be seen and heard.
Yes, in your vulnerability.
Yeah.
Just in that raw emotion.
100%.
And on that note, they brought up something that I think bears repeating.
Okay.
Postpartum isn't,
It's not.
it's not a finite period
Right.
with a clear end date. It's a process.
Yeah.
It's a journey of adjustment
Yeah.
that looks different for everyone.
That pressure to bounce back.
Oh, the worst.
Like it's the worst. Like as if once the baby arrives, you should magically snap back to your pre-baby self.
Right. Like it never happened.
Right. It's
Right.
not about snapping back. It's about integrating this whole new identity, this whole new reality into your
right.
sense of self, which takes
Time,
time,
patience, and a lot of self-compassion.
self-compassion.
Which, speaking of, you know, the episode touches on this idea of resentment,
Ooh, resentment.
that slow burn
Yes.
that can creep in when one partner feels just completely overburdened.
Yeah. Have you experienced that? Oh, absolutely. And I think the episode really nailed it when they talked about how even in like the most loving partnerships, resentment can bubble up,
Oh, totally.
especially when you're sleep deprived and touched out.
Of course, you're both raw,
Yeah.
you know.
Totally.
And what I found so insightful was their breakdown of these, like, common scenarios
Okay.
that breed resentment. So they talk about unequal sleep burdens.
Oh, yeah. We've all been there.
Oh, we've been there.
Yeah.
But they also go into the invisible mental load.
Yes. The invisible mental load. It's all the things you don't even realize you're carrying.
You don't even realize it.
It's like the to-do list, the emotional regulation, anticipating everyone's needs.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's constant.
Yeah.
And it's so hard to articulate,
Right.
let alone share.
Right.
Especially when, you know, societal expectations often place the brunt of it on mothers.
Yes. It's this unspoken weight
It is.
that can really strain a relationship.
Oh, absolutely.
The episode also mentioned like differing perceptions of work
Yes.
as another potential breeding ground for resentment.
Right.
Can you elaborate on that? Because I'm not sure I fully grasped.
Yeah. It's just so easy to say, like, well, they're at home all day.
Right.
You know, which is not the same.
Not at all.
Being home with a baby is,
It's work.
it's work.
Yeah.
It is work. And it's important to recognize that
Yeah.
those differing perceptions
Yes.
can really, you know, cause issues.
Breed that resentment.
Yeah. If they're not addressed.
Right. And it usually comes from that lack of awareness
Yeah.
more than any malicious intent. Right.
100%. I don't think it's usually intentional.
Right.
It's just a lack of understanding, you know.
Of what that other person's carrying.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
And again, they brought it back to communication.
Okay.
But with this emphasis on, like, acknowledgement
Okay.
and collaboration,
Okay.
they suggested starting any conversation like that by acknowledging your partner's efforts,
Oh, okay.
even if you're feeling frustrated.
Yes.
You know,
No.
instead of going straight to the laundry list of complaints,
Right.
start with, hey, I see you're exhausted too.
Okay.
I really appreciate everything you're doing. I'm feeling a little overwhelmed, and I need to figure out how we can, like, share this load a little more.
Yes, be on the same team.
Yes, exactly.
Work together. Tackle it together.
Exactly. It's about finding that balance, right?
Yes.
Between expressing your needs, but also validating your partner's experience.
Validating, yes, which is so important. So important. And then collaborating on solutions. Like, how can we make this work for both of us?
Right, because it doesn't always have to be about you need to do more of this.
Right.
It can be about how can we make this work for everyone?
Exactly. And that, to me, was like the biggest takeaway.
Okay, with that.
Shared confidence
Okay.
breeds confidence
Yes,
in both parents,
100%.
which then allows you to be better partners long term.
So it's not just about, like, dividing and conquering.
Right.
It's about empowering each other to feel good in those roles.
Yes, and like, you can do it.
Yes.
Like, I trust you.
Yes. Building up as
Yeah.
opposed to, like, tearing down.
Not tearing each other down.
Yeah, exactly. And that's invaluable, right?
Huge.
Not just in those early months, but, like, that's your family.
Exactly, as you grow and evolve.
Right, you're building that foundation of trust,
Yes.
mutual respect,
Yes.
not just as parents, but as partners.
Exactly, and that's what gets you through.
Through the tough times. Because there will be tough times.
Oh, there will be.
It's not always.
Sunshine and rainbows.
Sunshine and rainbows. If anybody tells you it is,
You're lying.
they're lying. They're selling something.
Yes. Hardcore.
But even with the messy stuff, it really is like such a beautiful journey.
It is a journey, and sometimes just knowing you're not alone
Exactly.
in the trenches makes all the difference.
That's what this episode really highlighted, I think, for me.
So as we kind of wrap up this deep dive
Yes.
into postpartum life,
The beautiful mess.
the beautiful mess.
It's hopeful.
Yes. It's not about pretending it's easy.
Yeah.
It's about acknowledging those challenges while also recognizing, like, the strength
The strength.
that exists in each of us, in our partnerships.
Yes.
We don't have to navigate this alone.
You don't have to do it alone.
We're not meant to, right?
No. No. And that brings us to, like, one final thought
Okay.
for you to ponder.
I like it. I like it.
What small step
Okay.
could you take today
Yeah.
to improve your postpartum experience?
Mhm.
Whether you're a parent or, like, a support person.
Because it doesn't have to be this grand gesture, right?
It doesn't have to be huge.
Small shifts create ripples, right?
Exactly.
Maybe it's starting a conversation with your partner.
Yes.
Scheduling that self-care,
Yeah.
or just offering yourself and everyone around you, like,
yes.
a little grace,
Yeah.
a little bit of
A
understanding.
little understanding goes a long way.
It really does.
It really does. So hopefully this episode gave you a couple of tools
For your parenting toolbox.
for that parenting toolbox.
Which, let's be honest, we all need to restock every now and again.
Oh, constantly.
Right.
We need new tools.
We need new tools all the time.
Yes.
Because sometimes you just need a little reminder that I got this.
You got this.
You do.
You know,
We all do.
we got this.
And when in doubt,
Yes.
a little laughter goes a long way.
Best medicine.
The best.
I love it.
Yes.
So we'll wrap up our deep dive there.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning,
Keep learning.
and keep diving deep into this fascinating,
Yes.
messy,
Oh, so many.
rewarding world
Yes.
of being human.
Of being human.
We'll be here with you every step of the way.
Every step.